Okay, let's go ahead and move on to standard form and graphing using intercepts. So I have an equation I want to graph. There's two ways I could do this, but I want to, the first way I want to show you is utilizing this standard form. So if we come back here to standard form, x and y are on the same side of the equal sign. So we are able to use standard form to calculate the x and y intercepts to graph a line really quickly. So I'm going to start by writing out or calculating the x-intercept. So the x-intercept is a point on the x-axis. So I know the ordered pair is going to be some kind of a number, comma, 0, because anytime you plot a point on the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0. Well, if I know the y coordinate is 0, let's plug that in. So take 0, plug it in for y. So 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 18. Well, 3 times 0 is 0. So that leaves me with 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, x equals 9. So my x-intercept is at 9, 0. This is a 10 by 10 grid. So there's 9, 0. Now switch that around and calculate the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is on the y-axis, so the x-coordinate will be 0. So 0, comma, a number. So now plug 0 in for x. So 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 18. Of course, 2 times 0 is 0. So 3y equals 18. Y will be 6. So 0, 6. Okay, and then I can create my line if I have 2 points. Okay, so sometimes graphing with intercepts is easy in standard form. It's sometimes called the cover-up method. So if I know the x-intercept, the y is 0, cover that up with your pen. So now I'm solving the equation of 2x equals 18, divide by 2, I get 9. Y-intercept, I know the x is 0, cover that up. So new equation is 3y equals 18, and solve from there. Now, you could also just rewrite this in slope-intercept form. 2x plus 3y equals 18, solve for y. So I could just take away 2x from both sides. So I would have 3y equals negative 2x plus 18. Divide off your 3. So I would have y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6. So here's my 6. So if I go down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3, I'd get the same thing. So if you can tell that this a and b value evenly go into the c value, then you could probably graph an intercept really, really quickly. Okay, I'd like you guys to move on to 6. Actually, look at 6, 7, and 8. I want to talk a little bit about 7 and 8, but pause the video and try those last 3 problems. Okay, so when I write the equation of the line, I need slope. And then I'm going to start out in point slope and then rewrite it in slope intercept. So it doesn't matter which point you choose. I'm just going to pick the first one. So I would have y minus 5 equals m times x minus 2. And I guess technically I didn't tell you how to write the equation, but like I said earlier, I'm going to always follow through and put it in slope intercept. So I'm going to distribute in there. So y minus 5 equals 3x minus 6. And then add 5 over plus 5. That would give me, oops, not plus, that would be negative 1. So y equals 3x minus 1 would be the equation of my line. Okay, on these last two. These are easily mixed up. This equation, if you were to graph it, is a horizontal line. Therefore, the slope is 0. This equation is a vertical line. Therefore, the slope is undefined. But what if you can't remember that? So you may or may not have heard this acronym before, but sometimes we refer to these special equations like this. There's an acronym called HOI and one called VUX, V-U-X. So HOI stands for horizontal. Actually, let me back up. Let's jump down to the Y. HOI means that it will be in the form of y equals some sort of number. So all equations in the form of y equals a number are horizontal. This is not really an O, this is really a 0. So it has a 0 slope. So the same idea with VUX. They're in the form of x equals a number. V stands for vertical. Oops, spelled vertical wrong. VERTICAL, and then U is the beginning of undefined. Okay, so acronyms are fine and all, but you got to remember what the acronym is, and then you have to remember what it stands for. So if these are items that you don't have down, then come up with some sort of way to help you remember them. But all equations that are horizontal have a 0 slope, and they're always in the form of y equals. All equations in the form of x equals are vertical, and they have an undefined slope. Okay, that's it for today's lesson.